Hi and welcome to Organized Chaos, where we plan our lives one day at a time. Yes, I have been MIA for a very long time. I think the last video that I actually did was probably an unboxing of some sort around December last year. So it's been almost a year that I've been off of YouTube. Life has been lifing. Anyways, I'm ready to jump back in, and today I am going to be doing a daily spread, sort of. More this section, honestly, and then I'm just gonna go through the process with you all while I'm doing it. Okay, so I'm using a passion planner. This is a daily layout for today's spread because I just didn't feel like being in my big planner today. I have changed planners. I've gone back to using Happy Planner, which I am actually very happy in after this year's purchase of very many Tomoe River paper planners and realizing after the fact that I probably don't like it as much for daily use. I prefer the larger books, and I do prefer like 120 GSM paper because I do a lot of like work with inks and fountain pens, and yes, I know that Tomoe River paper can hold all these things, but it's just my personal preference to have white paper and 120 GSM to work with. I just like the feel and the sturdiness of it a little bit more. So I did go back into Happy Planner, and for a bit it took some getting used to and some adjustment, but that was a foundation planner anyway, so I just jumped right in. I am going to be using basically these sorts of colors. This is Queen Allium from Ferris Wheel Press, and this is the ink that I'll be using. I'm going to be pouring in this. I'm using this paper as part of a background, and then I picked out some stickers that I believe should coordinate and end up with a beautiful spread. This is from Black Papier. Her stickers are absolutely gorgeous. This one is Oodles Ma Doodles. I got this Oodle Ma Doodle. I got this in Southwest Planner Club's swag bag, and this is also an addition to her kit. And then I'm using Rebecca Yates Designs for this. So for now, I am just going to be using the inks to make... First, I'll stick the paper down actually, and that should give me the platform that I want, and then I'll decide if I want to use the inks. Okay, so just ripping paper, because what I want to use more of is here rather than... because I have another book that I do journaling in, so then I'll just use the bits and pieces here to take small notes. So just ripping paper. I'm going to use some tape, white off as well, to get rid of this. It's so cold now in England that is actually unbelievable. It is unbelievable. I could never get this thing right, so just excuse me. I am going to apply some washi just to cover these bits up. Oh, this boy is upside down. Just to cover these bits up a little bit. And my cutter just have some straight lines. All right. So this is basically two. The planning world has been something very crazy this year. As usual, lots of switching in between and all of that. No issues with that whatsoever. People will choose to use what they choose to use. As a fellow planner hopper myself, I don't have an issue with somebody changing mid-year or deciding that something doesn't work for them. Life is just basically too short for you to be unhappy with something that is supposed to be used for your enjoyment. I mean, like, you don't need to suffer through it. You don't need to be a sacrificial lamb for planning. If it is, it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you. It might work for somebody else. And I think that's what happened to me earlier in the year, because oh, what is this? Hold on. Glue tape as usual. Oh, it's done. Right, so I got another one. Imagine glue tape finishing while on camera. Hilarious. I mean, really, pick a better time. So we're using orange now apparently. So I just continue gluing. These things, you have to buy them in the hundreds. Especially if you're into creative journaling and these things, because they will run out on you when you least expect it. So we're just going to be laying this down. I usually tend to lay it a little away from the corner because then the book doesn't close properly. And then I'm going to stick this other piece down. This blue piece of tape will not leave me alone. Just to get rid of this. My daughter this morning is being very temperamental. She is just a cranky pants this morning, and I have been trying to get away to film this and leave out her dad, and it's just been absolutely horrendous. So I'm just going to simply go in with one of these stickers from Black Papier. I tend to get her subscription every month, which I really love. They just provide that hand-drawn element to everything, which I like, especially for my journaling. And honestly, I don't think that I'm going to do much more to this page because I like it as it is. It doesn't have to be like all over and done and exaggerated for me. So I didn't have to use my inks today because I actually like how this looks. What I'm gonna do now is basically put in some highlighting and get organized to do my headings. So I'm using this Tombow, which is 772. It's a really nice, I think it's like a rose blush kind of color. And I'm going to use this just to highlight where the date goes and things like today's focus. I'm not going to do game changer and all these things. And then I'm just going to put for today in one word. I've already done some stuff this morning, so I'll highlight the important parts that I did. And then we're looking at 10:30 and something coming up at 1:30 again. So I'll just put those parts in, and then I'm gonna go in with a few quotes and stuff to just highlight some portions and some things that I probably might want to write in like during the course of the day that would not be represented on these timelines. So I'm just gonna mark them off with this, hope to get it straight. Right, mark them off with that. Put this sticker in here. Right. I'm probably gonna layer here with some of this floral decal. Hope this fits and covers right. So I can put this here. And I'll also cut it again because I don't want all of it. I am hoping this is removable mats. So I'm just gonna cut here. I got this little knife thingy at one of these planner meets that I went to over the weekend. I can't remember who I got it from, but it is really nice. I didn't have one before, so I'm enjoying using it a lot. And I'm just going to cover up the time frames that I didn't use today. Excuse me if I keep turning this book all over, it's just for ease and comfort. I do have a tweezer. This is just me being my usual self, because I honestly prefer to use my fingers rather than tweezer. Oh, I don't think that cut very well that first time. I like using it, but sometimes I don't put enough force because I'm so afraid that it goes right into the paper. So far I think that coordinates well enough. As I said, I don't want to make it all jumbly. This is a nice floral as well that I'm probably going to put somewhere like about here, so yeah, so it doesn't cover up my time. And then I'm also going to use this other one, and I'm going to put it here in the space to go, because usually I don't have much to put here, so I would usually put it with like a very large coat or something like that. Oh, this tall paper is so delicate. I'm just going to cover that over, put that there. And then we just have a few more of these small ones that I'm going to just layer around and just complete the spread for a bit. This says great things come in small. Probably I could put this. No, I don't like how that looks there. No, don't like how it looks there either. Let's see if I could put it properly here. Right. And this says the best time to start is today. Might look a little bit too jumbly there, but that's where I'm going to put it. I just want to use all these stickers up, honestly, because sometimes you just use stickers and then you realize like you have all these bits and pieces left over that you really know you're not going to use again. And then it stays there, you put it in a removable album and it just goes to the abyss. You don't remember, well, at least I don't remember that I have it there and all these things. So for me, it's definitely a no-no. I am not going to be putting it there. I'm using it all, and then whatever I choose to do after that, well, it happens. So today's focus was actually filming YouTube video, which I basically did, so I can check that off. At 7:30 I had wake up and food shop. Went to Tesco's. It was so quiet this morning. I'm going to also put in the date. Today is it the 24th? Today is the 24th of October 2024, and today is actually Thursday, isn't it? Right. As for 10:30 and 1:30, I would leave those off. I am not at work. I'm on annual leave, so most likely I'm going to cover this up and I am going to put something else there. And this is basically what it looks like, the end product. Very simple and I am going to fill this in as the day goes by and see what the end of the day brings so that I can fill in all these other things. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for coming back. I've been away for a while, but I promise I'm going to be back for a little bit again now. Thanks for supporting, thanks for subscribing, and see you on the next one.